Namaste, folks. This is Vineet from the urbanastronomer.com. So today's video, I just wanted to give a few quick tips, for viewing the Great Conjunction of 2020. I think most of you would have heard of the Great Conjunction of 2020. So it is basically Jupiter and Saturn will come really close in the sky in towards the end of December, or rather towards the third week of December on the 21st. They will be the closest, but on the days just a couple of days before and a couple of days after also they'll be really close. Really close meaning that you would see both Jupiter and Saturn within the eyepiece if you're using a telescope. And this is a big deal because I don't think a conjunction this close has happened in a long time in the terms of hundreds of years. um, so this is like a great opportunity to experience something unique. I guess the next time that something this close is going to happen is probably in 2080, and so this is like a once in a lifetime thing to observe if the weather gods cooperate with us. So let's just look at, so I'm using Stellarium here, and let's just see exactly how the conjunction is going to look like. So let's search for Jupiter. Okay. And so I'm viewing this from Bangalore, okay, which is my location, and let's set it to like, let's make it 6:45 at night, okay, for my location in Bangalore. And you can see Jupiter and Saturn are really close, okay. And let's move the days ahead and let's see what happens. Okay, so let's go to 6th, 7th, 8th. Can you see Jupiter and Saturn are coming really close? So this is what it would look like to the naked eye. You can see the moon going up. That we are flipping forward by a day, so that's why you see such huge difference in the moon stride. 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st. You can almost see like they are almost overlapping as far as the naked eye is concerned. I'm not sure exactly how it would look, but I think it would be like either like a single dot or something really close together. And that's fascinating as it is that Jupiter and Saturn are that close in the sky. But you can see like 21st and then a few days after as well as a few days before, it's going to be really close. So it's going to be interesting to view this through the telescope. So why don't we do that? To view something through the telescope, we have these options on the top right, and I'm just going to use the ocular view, and you can see Jupiter as well as Saturn within the same field of the eyepiece. And in this particular case, I'm actually using my really long okay, sorry, this is the RC, so let me just flip to the classical Cassegrain. Okay, and you can see it is in the field of view with an 8 mm eyepiece on an f12 8-inch telescope. So that is really amazing to see both of Jupiter as well as Saturn in the field of view using an 8 mm eyepiece, where you can see the moons of Jupiter. And so definitely this is something like, something that we should not miss. If hopefully, fingers crossed, that the weather is going to be good during that week, because the last few couple of weeks over here has been really cloudy. But I really hope that at least for these few days is going to be a spectacle that I really don't want to miss. So let me just give you a quick tip in case you don't know how to set up your own scope, because one thing that you want to plan for is to kind of figure out what you're going to be able to see, so that you can plan and view that on those few days where Jupiter and Saturn are really close in the sky. So one obvious thing is just looking at how high Jupiter and Saturn are going to be at that specific time of the day when after sunsets, when you're able to see it. So you can look at the alt as, and you can see it is about 17 degrees for me at at 6:40 or 6:50, close to 6:50. So you can just look at the time and then see how high it's going to be, figure those things out, and also figure out like the field of view of your camera if you want to take a picture, and also the eyepieces that you have at your disposal, how is it going to look, so you know exactly what you're looking, because it's going to be a short window likely. For many people it's going to be shorter than what I can view, I guess, if you're in the northern latitudes. So it's better to be prepared. So for example, if I'm using my classical Cassegrain, you can see with an 8 I should be able to see both in the view, and that's going to be phenomenal, and I'm going to try that out for sure. My other option, okay, but now if I want to view it with a image sensor, so if I'm using an APS-C sensor, for example, this is how it would look within the classical Cassegrain. But if I use my QH5 462C, which is my astronomy camera, you can see that it is not going to fit in the frame. So basically that means that I need to be sure that I have my 0.5x Barlow with me, so that I can look at this and then figure out, okay, how do I want to place both of these in the frame, just kind of figure out whether I'm going to be able to get both the moons and Saturn both. Maybe I can make it flat, things like that. So if I'm using my EQ mount view, then yeah, this is what I can probably get in the field of view. So I plan to go on live, so make sure that you subscribe. I do plan to go live at least on one of the days, or maybe even on 21st for sure, for some time, so that we can get, it's going to be fun to do this together. For your own equipment, what you need to do is you need to go into this configuration window. There are multiple options over here. You need to go to telescopes, and you can add a telescope by clicking on the add button. And for example, here I have added my GSO 6-inch f5, and I have given it my focal length, which is 750 and the diameter it's a 6-inch scope, so it is 150 millimeters. And if you look at my classical Cassegrain, I have a 2436 focal length, and it is a 203 millimeter diameter. So this needs to be entered, and then you can enter your specific eyepiece. Sometimes you might already have it, otherwise you can specifically add your eyepiece. Then there are lenses here, so you can set up the Barlows that you have. If you don't already have the Barlow setup, you can just add and then enter the multiplier over here. Another one is a sensor, so you can add. So if you are having a DSLR with an APS-C sensor, maybe you can use one of these. Otherwise, you just look at the details and add the exact details for your camera. So I have done that for my QH55462C. So you will need the resolution of the camera. So it's for the 462C, it's 1920 into 1080, and then the chip size in millimeters, the pixel width in micron. So these, if you go online, you search for your camera, and then you can get these details of your sensor. So it is good to like enter this and then preview it, whether or not. So for example, I figured out that, okay, if I'm going to use my classical Cassegrain, it's not going to fit unless I use a 0.5x reducer. So it's not going to fit. So it's not going to be any fun, taking this and taking the Saturn separately. So if I'm going to go live with my classical Cassegrain, I might as well use the 0.5x reducer. Otherwise, if I have the other option of just going with my 6-inch telescope, and in that case I don't need to use a reducer, because both Saturn and Jupiter would fit in the. So I need to figure that out. So I can basically decide based on this, like looking at this preview, how I can be prepared for that day. And another thing to remember is, don't just think about 21st. Make sure that you are planning to view it like that whole week, like at least 3-4 days before to 3-4 days after, because because of weather or whatever reason, you may not get a chance on 21st for any reason, but you still have a good view the days before. And also plan to view it visually once, because you don't get this chance uh, many number of times in your life. So if I just flip to the previous day, for example, so I'm on 21st now, and you can see that if I'm using my GSO 6-inch classical Cassegrain, and I'm using my QH5462C camera, I can actually, let me just confirm I'm using the right one. Yeah, so it's a QH5462C camera. So I can actually view both Jupiter and Saturn for multiple days within the view screen, which is incredible, right? Look at this. And you can see the relative motion of Saturn across the screen from all the way from 18th or even 17th, just about. Okay, so 18th onwards, I can actually view and capture the details of this incredible conjunction that's going to happen. So plan to do that like 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, or if you are just doing a wide angle, if you just have a camera and a lens, you can actually do time lapses in the night just to see Jupiter and Saturn coming closer and then getting farther away. So if I am just zooming, so if you have a just a lens, let me get back to the non-EQ. We can actually there's a good chance to create like composites with Jupiter and Saturn, the relative position in the sky, and it's kind of incredible how close it gets. So make sure that you're not missing this. Hopefully, fingers crossed for clear skies, and hope you have a great view. If you have a telescope, make sure that you don't miss this if the skies are clear. And I will try to go live and just to because this is such an incredible, going to be an incredible site, so I'm definitely going to go live around like 6:30 or 6 o'clock or 6:30 on those days. So do tune in for that. Make sure you're subscribed so that you get the notification for my lives. And clear skies. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.